Continuing on from the D&D set we reviewed last week, we're taking a look at the minifigures now. Now, this was a great minifigure series that came out, and I feel it's one of those where you look at the ensemble as a whole, and there's not really one that is a little bit off or meh that you sort of don't want for your collection. All of them are really unique and special, and the printing and detailing are just a notch above a lot of the things that I think we've been getting in some of the recent sets. Now, unfortunately, this set is retired, so it is very hard to find. And even for us, this is our second set because we wanted to customize for our D&D campaigns. We had to actually buy it from overseas, and a friend brought it with for us. But let's quickly take an up close look at them, and then just so everybody can see the cool wonders of this D&D minifigure series. Now, up first, we have the Dwarf Barbarian, and I just wanted to show it off this way where you can see you do get that extra face with them, same as with the ones that came in the big set, where you can customize and choose whichever gender you'd like for your characters, and just the different face printing. Now, obviously, with all of these figures, you can also use the parts and pieces amongst them to sort of create your own customized classes and characters, but they do give you very specific ones here. Now, I'm just going to take this off to show the character closer. As you can see, that printing on the torso is really nice there with that axe pendant, also for the belt. Then going around the side, you've got some printing there as well. And at the back, you've got the hunting horn. Now, it's using that piece they use for a nest as like sort of fur trimmings here. And then you've also got your angry face on the one side. Or most of the faces here come with a secondary one as well, which is a lot more of a happy face. And then very cool for your accessories, you have this new axe piece. Really wish LEGO would start using it in some more of the castle stuff. Hopefully with some of the Lord of the Rings things coming through, we'll start seeing that. And then your torch. Then for the other face, you've also got the angry one on the one side, and you've got a orange beard print there, which is actually really interesting to see. And then you got the more happy smiley face on the other side. And then each of the characters also came with this cool cobblestone printing for that minifigure tile. Up next is the Gith Warlock, and this one is a quite interesting character because they actually, as a species, have yellow skin tones, and usually you associate that with all your regular LEGO themes like Ninjago and City, so it's very strange to find it here with the flesh tones, but that works nonetheless. And if you're looking for any of these headpieces for your regular LEGO elves, then you can obviously use that. Now, same here, the printing on the torso is really detailed, and you've got some runic stones there, a pouch on the one leg, and then this medallion around the neck. And then there's also like these twirly prints all around. Now that does continue on the back. We have these potion bottles and a key, and then you've got this pauldron piece I think they've used before for someone like the Orc Warriors. And then you've got a new dagger piece as an accessory, the staff with an eyeball at the top, and the figure also does come with a dual-sided face print. And just to look at the secondary face, which has these dots all around for the Gith species. Up next we have the Tiefling Sorcerer. Now this is a race that I know a lot of people love and enjoy to play, and they come from being descendants of people that made some suspect deals. Well, we'll just leave it at that. But it is really cool here with these purple printed robes and then that gold detailing throughout. Now, unfortunately, the tailpiece, I really wish they would change that so that that actually does have the same color as your torso there. But it is necessary for the character here. Then also for this headpiece is a really cool new mold. The horns in there and sort of like the bun at the back. And then for your accessories, you've got this blast here, which almost looks a little bit like Magic Missile. And then you've got a little baby dragon, which is really nice to get. And then you also have that dual-sided face print. And your secondary face also has some detailing on it. And then two different ones, which don't differ that much from your other classes you have. Now, up next is my favorite from the series, the Dragonborn Paladin. The Paladin is a class that I do enjoy to play, between that and a Cleric. Very tanky, and a lot of cool smite abilities when you can get high enough level and pull those off. But this one here has this really nicely printed shield, and then you've also got the staff. And actually, well, doing a little bit of research, found out that this was a Chima crystal that they've just recolored to use for the top there. I think you can even use that as either a staff or a mace. Let me just take that off because this character is so detailed. There is a lot to actually get to. Now, he has this new pauldron piece that they made, and it is really cool with like these big, bulky pauldrons with the armor at the front. Some really nice golden trimming printing there. You can see on the legs already, there's sort of that cloth piece coming down, and a lot of detailed printing on the side of the legs and arms as well. And even for your face here, those flakes for your dragon, or flakes or scales really, for your Dragonborn here is really nice. Now just taking the head and those armor pieces off, you can see with this character they went above and beyond with some detailing below that. And you've got your crystal there, you've got some really nice printing on the arm, and going around the back. I really think this minifigure, and I know a lot of people wanted it and you could almost never find it, is just chef's kiss. Then you have a Halfling Druid. Now I think this is the first time we're doing a Halfling outside of the Lord of the Rings series. So you can see he's also got a lot of detailed printing on his torso there. Lots of satchels, probably with some herbs and medicines there. Then you've got these dual molded legs. You've also got this really cool hood piece, which is based on the newer ones, which doesn't have that bottom piece. But it's got these really cool horns attached to the top. Then you've also got this little bird that has a print on the top of its head, a different color from what we've used to. And you've also get the staff, which just uses some of the leaf pieces and a flower at the top. Now at the back, the character does have dual-sided face printing, and that printing also does continue on around the back. For the secondary face, you've got the angry one side and winky face for the other one. Then we have an Aarakocra Ranger. So they are sort of like this avian bird species. And this one here comes with one of those new bow pieces that they've introduced recently. And I really hope this does continue because this one is very elaborate and it feels a bit sturdier than the old ones that we're used to. Now he also has very detailed printing on his torso there. And for the legs as well, it uses the satyr legs. And then it also has this really cool wing piece which attaches at the neck. And for the head, that sculpted bird head is just really something awesome. Then taking the wings off, you do have printing on the back of the torso as well. And then for this accessory, you've got that new puppy piece, just recolored in grey here, and it almost looks like a wolf pup, which can be your animal for your ranger. So for the last of the playable races here, you've got the Bard Elf. Now Bard is an interesting class to play, because it can go either really right, really wrong, or just be an absolute mess. Now this one here does come with a printed mandolin, which is really nice. The detailing there is spectacular. For the printing on the torso as well, you've got some golden highlights, just if I can get the light to catch it right. And then you've got this new scarf piece, or it might have been used in sort of hidden side before, not 100% sure. Then you've also got the elf ears, and the printing does continue on the back there. And then for your secondary face, you've got him singing his heart out. Then for the other head, you've got some really nice detailing there for lipstick and sort of like glittery bits around the eyes there. And flipping it around, also singing its heart out. Up next we get to a really cool character, except if you've been playing the Baldur's Gate games, just keeps wrecking you, is the Mind Flayer. Now he's got this really nicely detailed molded head. And then just taking that off, you can see the printed detailing on the torso there. Sort of got like this purplish shine to it, and that does continue onto the dress piece and also around the back there. Then for the accessory, you've got this Intellect Devourer, which is sort of like a brain-eating creature and looks like a brain. But the cool thing with this is it actually works as a headpiece for the minifigures, and you can place it on just like that. Moving into the name characters, we've got Strahd von Zarovich, which is a vampire lord. Now he has a really detailed printed torso as well. Some interesting colors there with your red and orange, but he's got dual molded legs and then all of this finer detailing, which does continue on through onto the arms and also around the back of the torso. For accessories, he just has a great sword, a goblet, and this very dark looking rat. Then we have the Lady of Pain, which has this very elaborate headpiece mold. Now it is a little bit rubbery, but as you can see, it's got some of that gold printed on, especially there for the face. Then the detailing also does continue onto the dress piece there, which also has shimmering gold pieces, just really nice to get. And this cloak at the back, as well as printing that does continue on that side. Now underneath, she does not have an actual face print. It's just one of the black head pieces. But for the accessory, you do get this cubic gate, which allows you to teleport between the different realms. Then one of the main red wizards, Zaz Tam. Now he has a very detailed skeleton zombie face, which is really nice to get after getting all those regular white skeletons. Then you've also got one of those, but just in a translucent red head, and also this firebolt piece. On the torso, you can see parts of his skeletal body sticking out, with just some gold trimmings around. And then he's also got that double cloak piece, which I wish LEGO would start doing in the rubber now. And then there's also a little bit of printing on the back. And at last, we get to one of the main villains, Tasha, the Witch Queen. Now, she does come with this pot and one of those fire feather pieces in translucent pink for one of the potions she's brewing. She's got that new hat piece that came with the Hocus Pocus sets. And then for some of the other detailing, you've got this book with a print at the front, which also has one of the printed spells inside. But just take a closer look at the detailing on the torso there, you can see it has a lot of the gunmetal grey printing and sort of all these belts going around. And then that does continue onto the back with a dual-sided face where she's laughing. So as I mentioned before, this really just is a great minifigure series. And all the printing and detailing is just awesome, and I wish that I had actually gotten more of this set just for customization options. It's really great. If you're a Castle fan, if you're a D&D fan, fantasy fan, I think it just covers all of those bases. Now, there are a few which are sort of your lesser minifigures, but overall there's none that's really bad, and I think the main standouts here is the Lady of Pain and the Dragonborn Paladin. I think those figures just are cut above the rest, which is already a great series. But that's just my thoughts on it. Comment below which one of these is your favorite. Like and subscribe if you're enjoying the reviews, and then we'll catch you in the next one. Goodbye.